Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Portuguese ebook before it's gone. Most people who learn a foreign language learn it so that they can one day have real-life conversations with native speakers. When you start out learning and crack open your first textbook or listen to your first podcast, having a real conversation can feel like a fantasy. When everything about a language feels new, it can be overwhelming. But this couldn't be further from the truth. While it does take a significant amount of time and effort to become fluent, having a conversation might not be as far off as you think. In this video, we'll look at 3 ways you can boost your conversational skills and start talking to native speakers. Number 1. Find native speakers and practice with them. It's unlikely you live near a big group of native speakers to practice with. If you happen to be in a major or international city, your chances may be better. Check and see if your city has a general language exchange. Chances are there could be a native speaker there who is also trying to learn another language. Practicing in person with a native speaker is probably the most interesting option for honing your speaking skills. But if you can't find anyone where you live, the next best option is to look online. Luckily for language learners, the past 10 years or so have seen an explosion in online language exchange sites. On these websites, you can search for someone who is a native speaker of your target language and is also learning your native language. The idea behind a language exchange is that you communicate with them via video or text chat, and half of the time, they help you practice your target language, and for the other half, you help them practice theirs. Practicing via an online language exchange is a highly effective way to practice your conversational skills. Number 2. Work on pronunciation. Pronunciation is often an overlooked skill when it comes to learning a foreign language. Most people think of a good foreign accent as a luxury rather than a necessity. But what most people don't talk about is how having a good accent boosts your listening and comprehension skills. If you can hear a sound from a foreign language and know how to make it yourself, then you're more likely to understand native speakers when they talk at normal speed, and you're also more likely to remember any new words or phrases you come across. Having a good accent means that the language no longer sounds foreign. Instead, it sounds familiar, maybe even natural. So how do you go about perfecting your accent? The best way is to break down the language into its individual sounds. Make note of any sounds that are the same or similar to your native language and of those that are different. Of the sounds that are different, spend your time practicing the ones that you find the hardest to say correctly. After you're comfortable with the individual sounds, you can start linking together words and phrases. This is where accent practice starts to get really fun and interesting. Get your hands on some native speaker audio from a TV show, song, or podcast. Play the audio back and listen closely a few times. Take note of how words blend together in speech. Then, do your best to imitate what you hear, trying to match the speaker's emphasis and intonation. Our language learning program's playback feature is perfect for this. Record yourself and compare it to the original recording. Rinse and repeat until you're comfortable with the audio selection, and then move on to something more difficult. This is how you can break through the accent barrier and really start to make the language your own. Number 3. Learn phrases, not just individual words. Learning grammar and individual words is great, but it's not the only approach you should take if you want to speak fluently. In addition to your regular grammar and vocabulary, try learning whole phrases, even if you aren't totally sure how they work grammatically. Learn phrases that are specific to your needs. It's a good idea to learn phrases that are grouped around a certain setting or subject, such as simple greetings or introductions, questions for getting to know someone, or traveling comfortably. You can even learn filler phrases, which you can use so that you have something to say when, well, you don't know what to say. Learning phrases like this will help you become conversational faster. You may not understand what you're saying literally, but as long as you know the general meaning behind the phrase and know when to use it, you'll be able to talk like a native. Eventually, your knowledge of grammar and vocabulary should catch up with the phrases you know. Learning a new language should feel like an adventure. There will be plateaus and periods in your learning where it feels like you're hitting a wall, but being able to speak with native speakers and have real conversations will help you combat language fatigue. After all, talking to someone face-to-face in a foreign language is one of the main reasons we start learning in the first place. And for even more ways to gain conversation skills, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary, followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
Você assistiu o jogo ontem?
Sim, foi incrível. Eu nunca vi um time fazer 13 gols.
Nem eu. Parecia que o outro time nem estava lá.
Rapaz, foi bom, viu?
O próximo jogo vai ser no Maracanã na semana que vem. Vai assistir?
Claro que vou.
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
Semana,
Week.
próximo,
Next.
claro,
Of course.
estava,
He, she, it was.
outro,
Other.
fazer,
To make. To do.
time,
Team.
gol,
Goal.
Maracanã,
Maracanã.
incrível,
Incredible.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
Você assistiu o jogo ontem?
sim, foi incrível. Eu nunca vi um time fazer 13 gols.
Nem eu. Parecia que o outro time nem estava lá.
Rapaz, foi bom, viu?
O próximo jogo vai ser no Maracanã na semana que vem. Vai assistir?
Claro que vou.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson. Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary, followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
O que você mais gosta do Rock em Rio?
Eu gosto mais da música e da festa. Tanta coisa boa aqui, é muito divertido.
Seus amigos vieram contigo?
Não, só eu e minha família.
E vocês vieram da onde?
Viemos de Curitiba.
E quantos quilômetros é de lá até aqui?
Sei lá, 900?
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
Onde?
Where?
Onde? Onde? sobre,
About.
sobre, sobre. Tanta,
So much.
tanta, tanta. Só,
Just. Only.
só, só. Quilo,
Kilo.
quilo, quilo. Gosta de,
He, she, it likes.
gosta de, gosta de. Contigo,
With you.
contigo, contigo. Minha,
My. Mine.
minha, minha.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
O que você mais gosta do Rock em Rio?
Eu gosto mais da música e da festa. Tanta coisa boa aqui, é muito divertido.
Seus amigos vieram contigo?
Não, só eu e minha família.
E vocês vieram da onde?
Viemos de Curitiba.
E quantos quilômetros é de lá até aqui?
Sei lá, 900?
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.
Today we're going to talk about 4 techniques to help you stop translating in your head and instead start thinking in your target language. This will allow you to have conversations with ease, read smoothly, and better understand native speakers. These are 4 methods to help you think in a new language. Number 1, surround yourself with your target language. This way, you'll be completely immersed in the language. Without realizing it, you'll learn pronunciation, sentence structures, grammar, and new vocabulary. Play music in the background while you're cooking, or have a radio station on while you study. Just use one of our endless podcasts available to you. These are easy to listen to in the background while doing other things. Number 2, learn through observation. This is how we all learned our native languages as kids. Words will develop their own meanings that relate better to your target language, rather than meanings that are translated directly. Number 3, speak out loud to yourself. Even if you're a little embarrassed, it forces you to listen to how you speak. It makes it much easier to spot simple grammar mistakes. Number 4, practice daily. If you practice everything for only one day, you won't retain the information you learned. The brain can realistically only focus for about 30 minutes. So studying a little every day allows you to absorb better. Follow these steps and have patience. You'll soon be able to achieve your language learning goals. Just make sure to remember these 4 methods. Sign up for your free lifetime account. No credit card required, and you'll get the best free online resources. And start learning more every day.
Welcome to Can Do Portuguese by PortuguesePod101.com.
Oi, gente! O meu nome é Jade Furuta. Hi, everyone! My name is Jade Furuta. In this lesson, you'll learn how to greet someone at different times of the day.
This is Lillian Lopez, the Lee family's Portuguese teacher. Her schedule for the day is Mark Lee at 9 o'clock a.m., Karen Lee at 1 o'clock p.m., Ben Lee at 8 o'clock p.m., Listen to the greeting exchange between the three pairs. Pay attention to the time of day. Ready?
Bom dia, Senhora Lopes.
Bom dia, Sr. Lee.
Boa tarde.
Boa tarde.
Boa noite, professora.
Boa noite, Ben.
Once more with the English translation.
Bom dia, Senhora Lopes.
Good morning, Miss Lopez.
Bom dia, Sr. Lee.
Good morning, Mr. Lee.
Boa tarde.
Good afternoon.
Boa tarde.
Good afternoon.
Boa noite, professora.
Good evening, teacher.
Boa noite, Ben.
Good evening, Ben.
Let's take a closer look at each of these expressions.
In the first conversation, do you remember how Mark says, "Good morning, Miss Lopez"?
Bom dia, Senhora Lopes.
Let's start with
Dia,
day.
dia, dia.
In Portuguese, all nouns have grammatical gender and are either singular or plural.
Dia,
Is masculine and singular, a fact that will determine the form of other words in the sentence. Before this is
bom,
good.
bom, bom. Bom
Is masculine and singular to agree with.
dia,
Together,
bom dia.
literally means good day, but it translates as good morning in this context.
Bom dia.
This is the standard greeting during the morning.
Bom dia.
Next is
Senhora,
Miss.
senhora, senhora.
This is an honorific used to address a woman. Finally, the teacher's family name.
Lopes, Lopes, Lopes.
Together,
Senhora Lopes,
Miss Lopez.
Senhora Lopes.
Altogether,
Bom dia, Senhora Lopes.
good morning, Miss Lopez.
Bom dia, Senhora Lopes.
When introducing a person's name in a greeting, it's more common to say the person's name after the greeting. Note, using a person's family name in a greeting may come across as more formal. Do you remember the teacher's response? Good morning, Mr. Lee.
Bom dia, Sr. Lee.
First is
Bom dia,
good morning.
bom dia.
Next,
Senhor,
Mr.
senhor, senhor.
This is an honorific used to address a man. Finally, Mark's family name, Lee, pronounced in Portuguese.
Lee, Lee.
Lee. Altogether, it's
Bom dia, Senhor Lee.
good morning, Mr. Lee.
Bom dia, Sr. Lee.
Note, this exchange is formal. In the second conversation, which takes place at 1 p.m., do you remember how Karen says, "Good afternoon"?
Boa tarde.
Note that Karen's greeting is slightly less formal, as she doesn't say the teacher's name. Let's start with
Tarde,
afternoon.
tarde, tarde, tarde.
Is feminine and singular, a fact that will determine the form of other words in the sentence. Before this is
Boa,
good.
boa, boa, boa,
Is feminine and singular to agree with.
tarde,
Altogether, it's
boa tarde,
good afternoon.
Boa tarde.
The teacher's response is the same.
Boa tarde.
boa tarde.
Is a common way to greet people in the afternoon. You can use it in formal and less formal situations. In the third conversation, which takes place in the evening at 8 p.m., do you remember how Ben says, "Good evening, teacher"?
Boa noite, professora.
Let's start with
Noite,
night.
noite, noite, noite.
Is feminine and singular, a fact that will determine the form of other words in the sentence. Before this is
Boa,
good.
boa, boa,
Is feminine and singular to agree with.
noite.
Together,
Boa noite,
literally means good night, but it translates as good evening in this context. Note,
boa noite,
is a common way to greet people during the evening and the night, in both formal and less formal situations. Next is
professora,
meaning teacher. This title increases the formality of the greeting.
professora, professora, professora.
Is feminine singular. Altogether, it's
Boa noite, professora.
good evening, teacher.
Boa noite, professora.
Do you remember the teacher's response? Good evening, Ben.
Boa noite, bem.
Boa noite,
Good evening.
boa noite.
Next is Ben's name pronounced in Portuguese.
Bem, bem, bem.
Together, it's
Boa noite, bem.
good evening, Ben.
Boa noite, bem.
Note that the teacher addresses Ben by his first name, as he's younger. This makes the greeting sound more informal.
Boa noite, bem.
In Brazil, it's common to inquire about someone's well-being after a greeting. The most common way to ask is, tudo bem? Literally, everything well? But translating as, how are you? Tudo bem? For example, boa tarde, Ben. Tudo bem? Good afternoon, Ben. How are you? Let's look at the greetings once more. Listen and repeat, or speak along with me. Bom dia. Bom dia. Boa tarde. Boa tarde. Boa noite. Boa noite. Boa noite, professora. Boa noite, professora. Oi, bem. Oi, bem. Did you notice the last greeting? Oi, Ben.
Hi, Ben.
Oi,
Hi.
oi, oi.
In informal situations, you can just use the greeting
Oi,
hi at any time of the day.
oi.
Is a very common greeting in Portuguese. However, it's only suitable for informal situations, such as when greeting friends or relatives. It translates as hi or hello. You may also come into contact with another similar greeting,
Olá,
which literally means hello.
oi,
Is more common in Brazil, but you will also hear
olá.
Let's review. Respond to the prompts by speaking aloud, then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Ready? Do you remember how Mark says, "Good morning"?
Bom dia.
Bom dia. And how Karen says, "Good afternoon"?
Boa tarde.
Boa tarde. Do you remember how to say good evening? Boa noite. Boa noite. And how Mark addresses Ms. Lopez? Senhora Lopes. Senhora Lopes. Do you remember how Ben addresses Ms. Lopez? Professora. Professora.
let's practice. Imagine you're Ben Lee, and you're attending your morning class. Respond by saying, "Good morning, teacher." Ready?
Bom dia, Ben.
Bom dia, professora.
Listen again and repeat.
Bom dia, professora. Bom dia, professora.
Let's try another. Imagine you're Mark Lee, and you're attending your afternoon class. Respond by saying, "Good afternoon." Ready?
Boa tarde.
Boa tarde.
Listen again and repeat.
Boa tarde. Boa tarde.
Let's try one more. Imagine you're Karen Lee, and you meet your neighbor in the evening. Respond by saying, "Good evening." Ready?
Boa noite.
Boa noite.
Listen again and repeat.
Boa noite. Boa noite.
Boa noite, in Portuguese, can also be understood as good night when you don't plan on seeing someone again that night, and often when someone is about to go to bed. In this case, it's like saying, "Have a good night's sleep." This is the end of this lesson.
Remember, these can-do lessons are about learning practical language skills. What's next? Show us what you can do. When you're ready, take your assessment. You can take it again and again, so try any time you like. Our teachers will assess it and give you your results.
Now you know how to use basic greetings in Portuguese. That's all there is to it. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.
Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary, followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
Será que todas as praias brasileiras são assim?
Eu não sei, mas eu estou gostando dessa. A água não está quente nem fria. Sinto o sol bem forte, mas não arde. Areia branca e água clara. Tá gostoso aqui, viu?
Tá mesmo. Agora sabemos porque todo mundo fala tanto de Copacabana.
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
Arde,
Burns,
branca,
white,
clara,
clear,
Copacabana,
Copacabana,
assim,
like this, in this way,
gostoso,
tasty,
arder,
to burn,
areia,
sand,
mundo,
world,
forte,
strong.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
Será que todas as praias brasileiras são assim?
Eu não sei, mas eu estou gostando dessa. A água não está quente nem fria. Sinto o sol bem forte, mas não arde. Areia branca e água clara. Tá gostoso aqui, viu?
Tá mesmo. Agora sabemos porque todo mundo fala tanto de Copacabana.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.
In this video, you learned 20 of the most common words and phrases in Portuguese. Hi everybody, my name is Paloma. Welcome to the 800 Core Portuguese Words and Phrases video series. In this series, we'll teach you the 800 most common words and phrases in Portuguese. But there's a twist. With each new lesson in this series, we'll include the previous lessons at the end. So after you've learned the new words and phrases, stick around and review what you learned in previous lessons. Reviewing is one of the most important parts of learning a language. You can also get the full list right now at PortuguesePod101.com. Click the link in the description to access more example sentences, create your own flashcard deck, and finally master Portuguese. Okay, let's get started! First is banana, 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 Bananas são ricas em potássio. Bananas are rich in potassium. Bananas são ricas em potássio. Maçã. Apple. Maçã. Maçã. Apple. Ela comeu a maçã. She ate the apple. Ela comeu a maçã. Uva. Grape. Uva. Uva. Grape. Cacho de uvas. A bunch of grapes. Cacho de uvas. Melancia. Watermelon. Melancia. Melancia. Watermelon. As crianças estão comendo melancia. The children are eating watermelon. As crianças estão comendo melancia. Pássaro. Bird. Pássaro. Pássaro. Bird. Todos os anos, os pássaros voam do Canadá para o México. Each year, the birds fly from Canada to Mexico. Todos os anos, os pássaros voam do Canadá para o México. Camundongo. Mouse. Camundongo. Camundongo. Mouse. Eu nunca vi camundongo na minha vida. I've never seen a mouse in my life. Eu nunca vi camundongo na minha vida. Sol. Sun. Sol. Sol. Sun. O sol é uma estrela. The sun is a star. O sol é uma estrela. Tempo. Weather. Tempo. tempo. Weather. Este tempo está horrível. This weather is horrible. Este tempo está horrível. Grau. Degree. Grau. Grau. Degree. Ferva a água até 100 graus Celsius. Boil the water until 100 degrees Celsius. Ferva a água até 100 graus Celsius. Mulher. Woman. Mulher. Mulher. Woman. A mulher é enfermeira. The woman is a nurse. A mulher é enfermeira. Homem. Man. Homem. Homem. Man. O homem está recebendo dinheiro. The man is receiving money. O homem está recebendo dinheiro. Namorada. Girlfriend. Namorada. Namorada. Girlfriend. A minha namorada quer que a gente vá àquele festival. My girlfriend wants us to go to that festival. A minha namorada quer que a gente vá àquele festival. Namorado. Boyfriend. Namorado. Namorado. Boyfriend. Eu vou poder expressar o meu amor para o meu namorado brasileiro em português. I'll be able to express my love to my Brazilian boyfriend in Portuguese. Eu vou poder expressar o meu amor para o meu namorado brasileiro em português. Trem. Train. Trem. Trem. Train. Onde fica a estação de trem? Where's the train station? Onde fica a estação de trem? Avião. Airplane. Avião. Avião. Airplane. O avião está voando no céu. The airplane is flying in the sky. O avião está voando no céu. Ônibus. Bus. Ônibus. Ônibus. Bus. Este ônibus vai até o aeroporto? Does this bus go to the airport? Este ônibus vai até o aeroporto? Táxi. Taxi. Táxi. Táxi. Taxi. Eu vou de táxi para o aeroporto. I'll go by taxi to the airport. Eu vou de táxi para o aeroporto. Espinafre. Spinach. Espinafre. Espinafre. Spinach. Espinafre é uma rica fonte de ferro e cálcio. Spinach is a rich source of iron and calcium. Espinafre é uma rica fonte de cálcio. Again. Espinafre é uma rica fonte de ferro e cálcio. Golfinho. Dolphin. Golfinho. Golfinho. Dolphin. Golfinhos são tão bonitinhos. Dolphins are so cute. Golfinhos são tão bonitinhos. Lula. Squid. Lula. Lula. Squid. Eu nunca tinha comido lula. I've never eaten squid before. Eu nunca tinha comido lula. Well done! In this lesson, you expanded your vocabulary and learned 20 new useful words. Click the link in the description and sign up for free at PortuguesePod101.com to get access to the full list of vocabulary you need for daily life conversations. You also get example sentences, custom flashcard decks, and more learning resources. See you next time! Ciao! In this video, you learned 20 of the most common words and phrases in Portuguese. Hi everybody, my name is Paloma. Welcome to the 800 Core Portuguese Words and Phrases video series. This series will teach you the 800 most common words and phrases in Portuguese. But there's a twist. With each new lesson in this series, we'll include the previous lessons at the end. So after you've learned the new words and phrases, stick around and review what you've learned in previous lessons. Reviewing is one of the most important parts of learning a language. You can also get the full list right now at PortuguesePod101.com. Click the link in the description to access more example sentences, create your own flashcard deck, and finally master Portuguese. Okay, let's get started. First is cachorro, dog, cachorro, cachorro, dog, deixe o cachorro lá fora. Leave the dog outside. Deixe o cachorro lá fora. Gato, cat, gato, gato, cat, o gato foi para lá. The cat went over there. O gato foi para lá. Hamster, 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 o hamster é pequeno. The hamster is small. O hamster é pequeno. Quente, warm, quente, quente, warm. No inverno, eu uso casaco quente. In winter, I wear a warm coat. No inverno, eu uso casaco quente. Chuva, rain. Chuva, chuva, rain. Eu gosto de chuva de verão. I like the summer rain. Eu gosto de chuva de verão. tomate, tomato, tomate, tomate, tomato, comprei 1 quilo de tomate. I bought 1 kilo of tomato. Comprei 1 quilo de tomate. Morango, strawberry, morango, morango, strawberry, compre bolo de morango, por favor. Buy a strawberry cake, please. Compre bolo de morango, por favor. Cereja, cherry, cereja, cereja, cherry, ele comeu uma cereja. He ate a cherry. Ele comeu uma cereja. Criança, child, criança, criança, child, a criança precisa tirar uma soneca. The child needs to take a nap. A criança precisa tirar uma soneca. Amigo, friend, amigo, amigo, friend, melhor amigo, best friend, melhor amigo, adulto, adult, adulto, adulto, adult, as crianças e os adultos usam fantasias no carnaval. Children and adults wear costumes on carnival. As crianças e os adultos usam fantasias no carnaval. Bicicleta, bicycle, bicicleta. Bicicleta. Bicycle. Aquelas bicicletas são verdes. Those bicycles are green. Aquelas bicicletas são verdes. Carro. Car. Carro. Carro. Car. Entrar no carro. Get in the car. Entrar no carro. Moto. Motorcycle. Moto. Moto. Motorcycle. Ele tem 2 carros e uma moto. He has 2 cars and a motorcycle. Ele tem 2 carros e uma moto. Scooter. 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 A mulher está dirigindo uma scooter amarela. The woman is riding a yellow scooter. A mulher está dirigindo uma scooter amarela. Barco. Boat. Barco. Barco. Boat. Vamos alugar um barco. Let's rent a boat. Vamos alugar um barco. Água viva. Jellyfish. Água viva. Água viva. Jellyfish. Cuidado, tem muitas águas-vivas aqui. Be careful, there are many jellyfish here. Cuidado, tem muitas águas-vivas aqui. Lagosta. Lobster. Lagosta. Lagosta. Lobster. Que lagosta deliciosa! What a delicious lobster! Que lagosta deliciosa. Caranguejo. Crab. Caranguejo. Caranguejo. Crab. Eu amo comer caranguejo. I love to eat crab. Eu amo comer caranguejo. Tartaruga. Turtle. Tartaruga. Tartaruga. Turtle. A tartaruga marinha está nadando no mar. The sea turtle is swimming in the sea. A tartaruga marinha está nadando no mar. Well done! In this lesson, you expanded your vocabulary and learned 20 new useful words. Click the link in the description and sign up for free at PortuguesePod101.com to get access to the full list of vocabulary you need for daily life conversations. You'll also get example sentences, custom flashcard decks, and more learning resources. See you next time. Ciao!
Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Portuguese ebook before it's gone.